Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining me here today. And today we are going to be taking a special look at NFTs, right? So if you look at your screen right now, you can see that we are on the OpenSea websites where you would see various collections across various networks, from Ethereum to Polygon and all the other networks supported by OpenSea. So these are like various collectibles by different creators, various contracts. And then there are a lot of things you can do here. You can search for items, search for collections, and search for accounts. I mean, this is just one of many use cases of NFTs, right? But supposing you want to like build out your own, dashboard where you can display NFTs that are owned by a particular user, right? Giving an NFT use case where NFTs have now become used as receipts primarily, and then you want to show all the receipts that have been issued to a user because they want to like do their tax and accounting for the year, right? How are we able to going to get that information? Do we go to Interscan and then explain users' addresses? What if the user has NFT receipts on other chains like Polygon? That is where NFTPort comes in. So NFTPort is typically described as the Stripe for NFTs, but I like describing NFTPort as the platform that gives you access to everything about NFTs with just one API. And given the use case I mentioned earlier, where someone is building out an application where they can show the NFT receipts that have been issued out to a user, NFTPort is the one point of entry where you can easily build out that dashboard, right? And then they have a collection of endpoints here that serve JSON responses that you can use to like create NFT collections and then retrieve NFT collections. I think that is one thing that makes NFTPort very unique. You're able to like create a collection without even have any knowledge of how the tools work under the hood. We're going to be taking a look at one endpoint, and that it's under ownership, and we are going to be looking at the endpoints that enables us to retrieve all NFTs owned by an account. And this is very useful for checking if a user owns a specific NFT and then possibly unlocking a specific activity. Like, for instance, you want to check how many NFTs a user owns from a particular collection that can maybe be used as a loyalty reward for them, right? Or like I said, for helping them do the accounting for the year. And also, it helps you add an NFT portfolio section to your apps. So with this one very, specific endpoint, we are going to be building out this, right? This is a simple dashboard that, typically explains what that endpoint does. So I'm going to pull up an address right now from Interscan, enter it into the address inputs, and submit it. So this gives us the total NFT held by this particular address on the Ethereum network, and then shows us the different contract addresses from which each of these NFTs were minted from, their token names, their token ID, and then an image URL, which when you click on would open the particular NFT, right? And this is just the code over here. This is the README data, and then it has just two files, the HTML page and the index page. The HTML page just typically shows us a form where we enter the address that we want to like look up, and then it returns the data inside a table. We build this out using Bootstrap. And then if you look at the script that we use to write it out, it's a very simple and short script where typically if you want to begin, you first of all use an event listener after you have targeted the DOM and gotten all your elements by particular IDs, right? And then the unique part where we make use of NFTPort is right here, where we enter the particular endpoint that we want to query with the information that we want to query. We're going to go back to NFTPort, and I'm going to show you how this works. And we just make a specific fetch request to the URL, passing in these options, right? Which contains our authorization, which is the API key, and it returns all of the information that we need. So the interesting thing about this particular endpoint, this particular API, is that you can also query it right here from the developer docs. I'm just going to put in the particular account address, right, and then send the API request, and it gives us the response here too. So if you look at the response that we receive here, it only gives us the contract address, the token ID, and the creator address, because this is the base request. But NFTPort has a particular for this endpoint, a particular tag called the include tag, which you can add to the query parameters, right? And then when you pass in include, you can pass in the metadata to be returned as part of the responses that you want fetched back, right? That is the fetch request here. You can see that this particular tag just stops at Ethereum, but does not have the include tag. But over here in our response, I'm just going to show you this in the console. First of all, in the code, we have the include tag here, and then here in the return object, you can see that it returns all the NFTs, and aside for a particular NFT, just returning the contract address and the token ID and the contract owner, it returns the metadata for us, which includes, the attributes of the particular NFT collection, which could be the description, and then the image, and then all other information that is captured in the metadata of this particular NFT. So, and there you have it. That is how we built this simple dApp using the NFTPort retrieve NFTs owned by an account API. And there are, a lot of other endpoints on here that you can use. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me comments on what your thoughts are about this video, and I definitely will be making more of this. Peace out. Love you.